the second part is like differences that I've noticed from the US to Germany, like in their hospitals. I also realized that each hospital is different as well, so it might not be the same, but this is just what I experienced with the hospital that I went to here in Germany. So the first thing is the length of the stay. So I stayed for 3 days, and that's like the normal stay. And in the US, like it varies, but you usually don't stay that long if you have just like a normal birth. Another thing that was different is they didn't clean the baby. They cleaned up like generally, but in the US they like give them a bath when they've come out and they clean up everything, but they didn't actually do that here. He still had like blood in his like right here in his eyes that we wiped off like a few days later, and he wasn't like all super clean. I don't know which way I would prefer because you get the baby faster here, like he doesn't leave you, and so I like that better, but it was just different because he wasn't clean all the way. Another thing that is different is that you keep the baby with you at all times. In the US, they offer to take the baby the first night, and you can like reject it, but most people have them take the baby the first night, and they keep him with you at all times, and they even put him in like a bassinet with wheels, and you wheel it to like the dinner area when you want to have dinner, and you wheel it back, and you even wheel it to the shower if there's no one to like watch him for you. And they do have like a room that they can take the babies, and they actually told us like if it's really stressful or if you need us to take the baby for the night, they did say that they could do it, but usually the baby just stays with you. Also, I talked about how Rima wasn't allowed to stay with me, so that's something different, is that he couldn't stay with me, and like the rooms that we had, like he wouldn't have been able to sleep in the corner on a chair. Like there was no room. We had inquired about a private room or family room is what they call it, and they said to us that that's only allowed for people with insurance, private insurance, and only 10% of Germans actually have private insurance. And so we just thought that was kind of crazy because we were like, we were totally planning on just paying for a room. And at the last night, like I said, like he was able to stay. The private rooms they actually keep for, it was like playing music with baby. Hope you can hear it. But the private rooms they actually keep for people with private insurance. That my roommate also, I remember when she got wheeled in with her baby, her brand new baby, and her husband, they actually like looked at us and they asked for a private room, and the nurse said the same thing. She was like, "Are you privately insured?" And they were like, "No." And she was like, "Yeah, we don't have any available then." So another thing is that midwives are in general more involved. Someone's doing construction out there. There's so many sounds right now. Midwives are generally more involved. They are the ones that deliver your baby. Not really in my case, but usually they are. I didn't have a midwife, so it was just the one that was like working at the hospital at that time. And the doctor that you've been working with like the whole 9 months like doesn't go with you to have the baby. And I found that like super different. Like you build up a relationship with this doctor, and then she basically is like, okay, like, good luck, go have the baby. One more thing about differences here and differences in the US is the cost. And I know that there's like a different like government situations, and so that's the reason why. So insurance is different with both countries. When I had my baby here in the hospital, I paid $10 total. We also paid for Remo to have the private room, so that was like $50, I think, so $60 total, but the $10 was like just for having the baby. And I know in the US you pay a lot more depending on your insurance, but this is just the normal insurance here that everyone has. The last thing that was different in my opinion was they actually gave us like a vitamin D tablet to give your baby, and you do that for the first bit of life. And the thing they gave us in the hospital was vitamin D and fluoride, and we actually just changed it to just normal vitamin D. And in the US, I know they don't normally give you those tablets, and unless there's like some cases. I know my parents were saying with one of like my siblings, they had to give him fluoride tablets, which was what was in the vitamin D tablet. But in the US also there's fluoride in the water. And I know I've also heard that you don't need to give vitamin D tablets to your baby if you're breastfeeding if you take a vitamin D tablet on your own. But I'm honestly taking so many extra vitamins that I just choose to give my baby the vitamin D tablet. So those are my differences that I have found from hospitals here and hospitals in the US. And obviously I haven't actually given birth in the US. It's just from my like experience of knowing people who have. If you have any that are also different, I'm sure there's like so many more. So check out the comments if you are watching this and you want to know more, because I'm sure there will be a lot more. And so share yours as well. So thanks for watching. Cheers!